Grant, is MK Dons at home a good game to have, do you think, after Tuesday night's disappointment?
It's a great game for us. We're all looking forward to it. We've been having a little chat over the past couple of days, and we got to realise that we're still in a really good position. Actually, an excellent position to capitalise. And we got to make sure we stay focused. It's a tough game. They all are in this league. It's I've said it from day one. It's a relentless league. You have to be on your game every week. Unfortunately, over the past 3 games, 2 of them we haven't been. But there's a long way to go. There's 19 games to go, and starting with MK Dons on Saturday. Great game. We haven't been home for a while. It feels like we haven't played there for ages in a blue kit, to be honest. I think every time I see us, we're in a yellow kit, and just looking forward to the game. And it's obviously a Legends Day as well, and Chris Turner, so the players will be well aware of
that. How long did the sort of inquest from Tuesday night go on for on Wednesday? Were there some sort of strong words said, and then as you usually do, that's it, we move on, and Saturday's now the focus?
100%. It's always, straight after the game, win, lose or draw, we move on very quickly. We want to try and work on things that we haven't been good at, and improve. That's my job, the coach's job, is to improve the players, and we've been doing that over the past couple of days. And hopefully we can get another reaction on Saturday. We've done it quite well this year, and last year. We need to make sure we do it again.
I was going to say, you've generally recovered well, haven't you, from setbacks so far this season. What is it, sort of top of the list, Grant, that you want to see improving from the players? What's been the main sort of focus for you over the last sort of 48 hours or so?
This may sound a bit silly, but I'm not one for clean sheets. I'm not one for defending constantly all the time and hoping to break on a team here, there and then. I like to take risks. I like to be brave. I like people on my team who are brave to get on the ball. If they lose it doesn't matter, because I know if you go and get it again, that's what I like. I like to see people who are brave on the ball. I've always said to the players, you don't get anywhere being safe. The 2 times I've been promoted in this league is I've been in teams who were brave, who conceded goals but could score goals as well. We created chances after chance, and I think that's the only game I can remember this season where we haven't created more than 10 chances in a game. I think we probably had 2 or 3 at the most, and one was a shot from about 25 yards. So that was disappointing. So we need to make sure we refocus the group and let them know that this is the way I want to play. In terms of, I want us to go forward. I want us to play in the front foot. I want us to get after teams, to win the ball back high up the pitch. All the stuff that I didn't see.
MK Dons have had a change of manager, haven't they? Have they changed their style at all? Have they tweaked it?
Yeah, they play in a similar way the Chelsea play, like a 3-4-3 sort of shape, and they've got some good players. They really have. They've got some people that can handle the ball. It's going to be I think it'll be a footballing game. I think it could suit us. I'm hoping it will suit us. Both teams like to get the ball down and play. And I know I said after the game at the minute, I don't know what our game is, because we were neither of a defensive team or a team that kept the ball, or an attacking team, to be honest with you, against Bury. So we know the players are well aware of the way I want to play. I've got players in the building who want to play like that. I've got players who are brave and want to get on the ball, but they need to show it more often in a more consistent level, and we need to make sure we try and get that out of them.
And you'll want a good atmosphere. It's a good rivalry, isn't it, between the clubs? Has been over the past few seasons. Usually a good occasion as well. You want that to be the case again this weekend?
No, it is. It's. I've always, myself as a player, I've always had some great games with MK Dons over the years. We had a good game early in the season at Stadium MK and got a good result. And the derby games, if you can call it a derby, really is are special games. There's going to be quite a lot of fans there, hopefully, and we want to try and get them off their seats. We want to try and get them behind us. The only way we can do that is by playing attacking football, forward thinking. Creating chances, scoring goals, and that's what we want to do. But we know it's going to be tough, though. We know, obviously a new manager's gone in, and to be honest with you, it's happened to us quite a lot this season, where we've played a team who have just recently appointed a new manager. And over the past 4 or 5 weeks, I'm thinking back to Coventry, Bury, Oldham, teams like that, and you always get a little boost when you bring a new manager in. So for however how long, but Robbie's obviously been there for a while now, which is not, I'm not making that an excuse or anything like that. We just need to make sure we perform to the way I know we can, and then we have a chance of winning the game.
And you mentioned it, Chris Turner Day, of course, it's been designated by the club, and I think you'll mention that, won't you, to your players in the build up to it, because it's an important factor, really.
I already have. When we came in on Wednesday, I mentioned it. It's it's good that I think it's the club have put that on for him. Obviously being an absolute legend at the club, and it's good that people raising money for the statue and things like that. And some people are being really kind in terms of the donations and that. So we want to make sure we put a good performance on for that as well, mainly. But also for ourselves, we need to get back on track. Like I said, we're 4 points off the playoffs. We've got 19 games to go. We know we need to try and win at least 11 of them to get us there. 74 points, I think, normally gets you into the playoffs. But as I say, we'll take one game as it comes, as always. That's an outcome for us to look at, and we need to make sure that we perform to get there. It's going to be hard work. It's going to take everybody sticking together and doing all they can for this football club. Because I know I will. I slept here on Tuesday night in the training ground, just thinking about the next day and how can I get the players to perform on Saturday. So no one's leaving any stone unturned here. If anyone's thinking any differently, then think again.
Did you come back and watch the game back and stuff at the training ground straight after then, and what, thought it wasn't worth going home? You might as well get your head down. Yeah,
it was. You think it was probably the worst it's hit me at the feet. I'm usually quite when lose or draw, I'm quite in the same level ground, and I'll be honest, that hit me because I didn't recognise the team on the pitch, which was disappointing. But I've told the players that they understood it. They heard as much as me and the fans, and a lot of people don't think they don't, but they do. They've got points to prove in there to a few people, and it's amazing, when a team unites and gets together and wants to rally, what happens, because it's special. I told the players it's special. Being involved in a team that's going for promotion, it's one of the best things you'll ever do in your career, and now's the time to shine.
January business. Obviously, we're closing in, aren't we, to the end of the window? How close are you to adding any news?
I think we could be, close on one maybe. I just spoke to Barry there. I don't know whether it'll be done in time for the game because it needs to be registered by 12. So we're working on that one, obviously, and if it's not in today, then obviously my focus will be straight on to, as it is anyway. We can't worry about transfers and things like that until it actually happens. So we are working on one. We'll wait to see if we can get it over the line.
I know Connor Washington's name's been mentioned once or twice in the last couple of days. The chairman's been asked about him. Is there anything in that one? Is he a player you'd like to bring back to the club, perhaps on loan, or is that just paper talk, if you like?
Connor's a good player. He was good for this club. He took a little time settling in. We worked with him day on day out in the training ground, and he ended up starting to produce and deserved his move in the end. So I think he's had a frustrating time at QPR in terms of maybe injuries and the way they play and managers coming and going. But I know for a fact Ian Holloway loves him, and I don't think that'll be a possibility, even if we wanted it.
I was going to say, has Barry asked the question?
No, there's been no question asked from anyone. To be honest with you, I speak to Connor quite a bit anyway, but it's there's no been questions about bringing Connor back here. He's very much part of QPR's plans.
Okay, and in terms of injuries, how are you looking? Is it still just the long termers, or having played on Tuesday night, are there any bumps, bruises that are concerning you?
Yeah, we've got a couple who are struggling. We'll give them every possibility to be fit for the weekend, but I expected it, to be honest, because we've had I think someone told me the other day, I think we've travelled something like 1,200 miles, up and down the country in the last 5 away games, and tiredness and fatigue. But personally, I've got no time for it. I ain't letting anybody make that an excuse that they're tired or they're feeling a bit down or anything like that, because you don't get anywhere having people like that. So I probably expected it, but I don't have time for it. We ain't got time for it. We're in the business end of the season now. Yes, injuries and niggles you can't do nothing about, but in terms of people feeling a bit sorry for themselves or think that the games are coming too fast for them. We're going to have 7 games next month. I think it is 6 or 7 games in February. So we need to make sure everyone recovers properly for the games, and which we'll make sure they do that.
I've asked you about players coming in. Do you expect to have everyone that you've got now in the building on Saturday, or is there interest sort of mounting in one or two?
Interest mounting, yeah, that there always is at this football club. But one thing I do know is, and I think I've mentioned this before, is players don't move from this club until they've actually done something for this football club. I explained that to the players. You have to do it for this club. This club pays your wages. You gotta wear your the club badge with pride. Perform for this football club, like the Michael Smiths and McLeans, the boys. They all done that. They all worked hard for this club, and on the back of that, they got to move from it, and financially help them and their families, and the club got helped financially. So first and foremost, you need to knuckle down here. Every player that comes in this building, I say that to him. You will never leave this football club if you're not on a team that's successful. The players are well aware of that. I'm not expecting any of them to go, but if they do, I think I've said to you before, we have got replacements in mind if anything happens.